We're here in a secret room with a very special lineup of Ferraris, except today it's not so much of a secret, and that is because these are on display for HROwen Supercar Sunday. We're here in Hatfield with HROwen Ferrari, Lamborghini, Bugatti, Aston Martin, Rolls-Royce, Bentley, and more, with some of their greatest cars on display, including this SF19XX 812 Competizione Aperta, hopefully you can hear me over the music, F12 TDF, Ferrari Enzo, LaFerrari, SP3 Daytona, SP2 Monza, SP1 Monza, and finally the legendary Ferrari F40. And I'm going to make the very bold claim and say that every single one of these cars at some point has been detailed or PPF'd by Topaz. But let's take a look around the show and see absolutely everything else that's going on, because believe me, there are some special cars here. So today, there's supposed to be something like 700 supercars in attendance at the event, so it's going to be crazy. But before things get too manic, let's take a look around. We've got Senna's actual 1987 Lotus Formula One car. This is seriously special. It's got his race suit, his helmet, and even a trophy of the car. This is a proper piece of history. Moving along, almost as special, I would argue, this is the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport, exposed carbon fibre with Tiffany blue accents. And I believe there's even a part on the interior of this car which has been to space and back. Just incredible. And finally, next to it, we've got the new Bentley Batour convertible. Obviously, you've seen the coupe, we've worked on some of those. This is the convertible, and this one's got a very unique combination of both gloss and satin orange paintwork. Very nice. And then, little Topaz stand in the middle, with some information about our services, because of course, if you don't realise, we do have Topaz here in Hatfield. Literally 100 metres from here is our workshop, where we detail and PPF all of these cars for our very long-term partner, HROwen. So many of these cars, sadly not Senna's Formula One car, we've worked on before or are booked in to be worked on with us very, very soon. Moving down the line, got the new Lamborghini Revuelto finished in our satin PPF to give it that mean matte black look. The new Maserati Gran Turismo, the new Aston Martin Vanquish. I think this car looks absolutely amazing. And finally, the facelift Rolls-Royce Cullinan from the respective HROwen branches, all of which we work with. So the show's about to get crazy. Let's go take a look around and see all of the amazing cars that are in attendance. We're outside now at Supercar Sunday, and it is absolute chaos out here, and I mean that in a good way. Taking a look at some of our highlights, we've got the Revuelto in this insane pearlescent purple colour. we've got the new GT2 Stradale from Maserati. This is based on the MC20, but it's lighter, more powerful, 640 horsepower. This thing is an absolute beast. Moving further around, we've even got Bugatti Veyron. PPF that car for a good customer of ours, Carl Hartley. I'm sure many of you know him. And now it's actually for sale here at HROwen Bugatti. But looking around the rest of the car park, let's see what's shown up. Huracan Performante Spider in an exceptional colour. Satin green STO. Performante Spider again in Verde Mantis. Something a little bit different that we don't see very often. Lotus Esprit. Of course, the Emira. We've worked on many of those for HROwen Lotus here in Hatfield. Lotus Excel. I don't think we've ever worked on one of those. Exige, Urises, Aventador. You might recognise this one from our recent drive-through PPF April Fool's video. And then next to it, the daddy, the Murcielago SV. Ferrari Roma, I had to mention this because the colour looks insane in the sun. Couldn't miss this car out. Ferrari 458 Speciale Aperta, one of just 499 ever made, and this one looks stunning in triple layer Giallo Triplo Strato. These two have to be the stars of the show in terms of cars that have shown up. Ferrari Enzo, one of just 500 ever produced, and then the legendary 599 GTO, which took the Enzo's engine and put it in the front. And if you look closely, it's actually got blue carbon fibre all over it. So the spec is absolutely stunning on this 599. So you can clearly see there's a lot going on here at Hatfield, but what's the connection to Topaz? Why are we here? That is, of course, because just over there, we've got Topaz Detailing Hatfield, and that's where all the cars from our friends at HROwen Ferrari, Lamborghini, even Maserati, Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Lotus go to be prepared for handover and to get paint protection filled if that's what the customer wants. So let's quickly head over to our Hatfield studio and see what's going on over there. And just like that, we're over the road at Topaz Detailing Hatfield, just a couple of 100 metres from HROwen Hatfield. You can see how close together these sites are, because when we opened this site, it was mainly to look after the dealerships here, whether that be McLaren, Aston Martin, or HROwen with Ferrari, Lamborghini, Bugatti, Maserati, Lotus, etc. They've got all the brands over there. But our relationship with HROwen goes far beyond Hatfield. Actually, one of our longest standing customers for well over a decade now. They send us literally hundreds of cars every year. You see right now, we've got 3 Urises just around me, so no shortage of Lamborghinis from HROwen Lamborghini. So one of our very, very best customers. So we thought we'd take this moment to celebrate their event and tell you a little bit more about Topaz Hatfield, because we don't just work on trade cars here now. We've also got this AMG GTR Pro, lovely car that's in for some PPF work. This is a retail car that's come from a customer of ours. Then behind it, we've got a 12 Cylindri, that's from HROwen Ferrari, or a Sunway from HROwen Ferrari. Great mixture. Even upstairs, we've got a Vauxhall Grandland from a retail customer that's having a detail. So that's a little look at Topaz Hatfield to remind you, first of all, of our relationship with HROwen. We absolutely love those guys. And of course, that we're here in Hatfield to look after them and to look after you. But that's enough of this. Let's get back to the show. So it's been an absolutely amazing day here at HROwen Hatfield. We've seen so many cars that we've seen before, so many of our customers and friends here in attendance. I've mentioned a lot of cars. Topaz worked on this, Topaz worked on that. One car we have not worked on yet is the new Lamborghini Temerario. This is the V8 hybrid that replaces the Lamborghini Huracan. I'm sure we'll get our hands on one of these very, very soon. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed something a little bit different here at HROwen Supercar Sunday in Hatfield.